Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. So the main point of today's video is going to be more of a public service announcement. There's a lot going on Twitter right now, and I really need to get nailed down onto it. I personally do not think that we are anywhere near a top for Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about some things about that today. And I've also starting to feel like we're getting more and more bullish as time goes on. Let me explain why. Obviously, I could be wrong, but let me explain why. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about XRP. So, to start with, let's just look at some of the narratives going on right now. Specifically, Bitcoin, it's kind of mad. It's kind of weird. Just now, well, 6 hours ago, we got a narrative. The Department of Justice is cleared to sell 6.5 billion in seized Silk Road Bitcoin, and everyone is crapping themselves, thinking that the US are going to nuke $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin on the market in one clip and into Goblin Town. And realistically, guys, if they did do that, it would nuke the charts. 6.5 billion of extra Bitcoin just shoved onto the market probably would nuke the charts, unless they've got some sort of agreement where they're literally trying to nuke the charts and institutions may or may not buy up straight away, as would other nation states. I don't know. But my base case, they're not going to do that. It's political suicide if they do that. Any elections in the future, they've automatically lost every single crypto voter if they did do that. That anyone who might be on the fence and just thought, okay, I will lean towards Trump because of his crypto policies, they're never ever going to vote Harris again. And some people said that people wouldn't remember. Yes, they would. People still remember Mt. Gox now, and Mt. Gox was tiny in comparison to a global statement that this would make, especially after it's so in the forefront of everyone's mind, crypto. So that's the first thing. Secondly, everyone's been saying that Trump's inauguration is going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news. So as soon as it's Trump inauguration, everyone's expecting January the, 25th, 20th? I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. I think it's 20th. 20th is going to be a sell the news event. I personally thought if we rallied into it, then it would be. So if the chart had gone like this, instead of what we're doing now, if we'd just gone like this, let's say from here, all the way up into the 20th, here, I'd have been way more cautious than what I am right now. I'd have been probably sell the news, maybe a month or two, just while we work things out. Maybe alts start to rally here. And now, genuinely, I feel the opposite. Chris Baninsky said this. In Q4, I was thinking we'd rally into inauguration, sell off after, but once that became a two consensus view, DXY and rates rally in, looks like we're shifting higher to pain before and then Valhalla after. This probably gives us a few months after the inauguration where everyone's thinking, oh, when's the sell come in? Everyone's kind of cautious. It happens quite a lot. Everyone's cautious. In fact, it reminds me quite a lot of not last year in January, but the year before. The year before was the end of the bear market. We were sort of let's have a look actually. I'll show you on the daily time frame. I don't have to just talk about this. This is just from memory, so I might be wrong. But the year before, I'm pretty sure was this area here. Somewhere around here. Yeah, look, it reminds me of this. This is December going into January 2023. We had Gemini potentially suing Grayscale? Yeah, Barry Silbert. Is that Grayscale? We had Gemini writing an open letter to Barry Silbert, basically saying the 13th of Jan or whatever it was, I think, that there was going to be some sort of, they were going to sue him, or 10th of Jan. And then guess what, guys? We absolutely sent it after that. Everyone was thinking, oh no, it's a big FUD event. We're going to Goblin Town. We're at 15k. We're going to come down 12k. Everyone was convinced we were coming to 12k in this area. And guess what? We rallied, and it kind of feels like that here. We've got that uncertainty around the Bitcoin potentially now being sold by the Department of Justice, which just appeared overnight, this narrative, even though it was actually approved on the 30th of December and now it's the 9th of Jan. It's almost like it's orchestrated. And at the same time, we have the sell the news event that's just consensus on crypto Twitter now. I don't think that narratives like this mark tops at all. People are saying, oh, Bitcoin's topped. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, what are we looking at? Like, I obviously could be wrong. I do get things wrong, but I really, really, really am not leaning in that direction. The DXY is super strong right now, and so far I've been wrong about this, but I really do believe that Trump's using this as a bargaining tool, as I've said on Twitter. I think he's using this as a bargaining tool to negotiate with China. Basically, that China wants to stimulate as well. The US wants to stimulate an onshore. China can't easily stimulate while the dollar's strong. If they do, they're just literally setting the yuan's strength on fire, which makes it's a big problem for them in longer terms. Raul pretty much agrees. I said this last week. Julian Bittle's talking about where the dollar is now in comparison to what it did in 2016 to 18, 2017, the last time Donald Trump came in. I think we're probably close to a top for the DXY. We've probably had a bit of a deviation here, a bit of a overshoot to the upside. He's still using the narrative to keep the dollar strong, gives him more bargaining tools when he comes into power. I think Trump's playing like 5D chess right now. I genuinely do. I'm 90% that we are not topping here. If we look at all previous tops, and okay, this is just specifically for we could top for Bitcoin. There's a chance we top for Bitcoin. So let me just say that there's a chance, but I still don't think that is base case now. If we look at all previous tops for any crypto market cycle, Bitcoin has always lost dominance to alts. Even in 21, when we didn't have the greatest alt season, we did have a massive pullback in Bitcoin dominance. And right now, we're not. We're just chopping about. And we're not rotating from Bitcoin. Everything's bleeding out. This is just, in my opinion, a standard pullback. Supported by FUD, probably your last entry for alts before we start to get mental in the markets for Bitcoin and altcoins. And I do think altcoins probably outperform, so we'll probably start to draw down. But I also... That's a separate point, and I know that kind of inversely correlates what I've just said, but I don't think we are anywhere near topping yet. As I've said, my base case is like towards 9 to 10 trillion this cycle. That is higher than most people's base case. That might come at the end of the year, but I think in this first Q1, we're at like, what, 3 trillion, 3.18 trillion. I think we probably go to 5 to 6 in Q1, which is obviously huge from here. Most alts are setting up pretty much the same. XRP is leading, so I'm not going to use that as an example, but let's click at just a random alt. I was just clicking through some random alts earlier to see what this sort of structure was that they're showing. Let's just use Sushi Swap. They've taken their recent swing highs. Sushi's taken two, but they've taken their recent capitulation highs. They're looking to set a higher low. I clicked Litecoin earlier as a pretty good example of this. Look, we've broken out. We've taken our recent highs. We're looking to set a higher low, and then I think we continue higher. I think most alts are looking the same. Look, we've taken the highs. We're looking to set a higher low and then continue higher. Like, there's not many that you can look at. Even here, like we took it ages ago for SHIB. We took the highs. We took the highs here. We haven't taken the major high there for SHIB, but I'm just clicking through different alts. Obviously HBAR's easy one to recognize. It's been ripping. Even XMR, which is Monero, which has been stuck down here for years, it's taken the range highs and it's consolidated on top of these. Like, guys, I think things look uber strong. I think things look like they're really ready, and does that mean we can't get another flush down to the lows, or we couldn't set a new low? No, it doesn't mean that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not coming on here to say the hardest thing to do is to trade short-term price action in crypto. I try and do that for you guys to give you the best entries. For my long-term and medium-term conviction as we go much, much higher. I've told you guys on X, my bids are in about here on XRP, 215 for a long position. If we get the opportunity to go long, I'll be long at 215. We could have bottomed already. This was quite significant strength, but we haven't yet continued to break these recent swing highs. So whether we do continue for this exact push or not for XRP, I don't know. I did say this box was the box I wanted to see tested with XRP Bitcoin. So maybe we haven't quite yet hit the level that we wanted to, but that strong reaction shows how much strength there is in XRP. Like, we touched this level here and we absolutely boom out of it. There's a lot of strength there for the market lead, one of the market leading altcoins right now. Let's see what happens in the short term. But guys, I'm here to tell you the next leg is massive. I think this next leg for XRP takes us anywhere between $5 to $8, maybe higher towards 10 in a really brilliant scenario. That's just the next leg, and I think there's one more leg after that. So that's exactly where I think we are for the market in general and for XRP. I think Bitcoin probably goes to 180. It's like a double from here, and that was wild if we get that. Maybe more, potentially up to like 250, 300 if we get like the blessed cycle. But I think 180 to 220 is my main target for Bitcoin this cycle. Could be wrong. XRP goes to double digits. I think that could come in weeks or months. Everyone's like gets twisted about XRP and thinks, oh yeah, look, we're already at this price, this market cap, whatever. Look at the state of this rise, and now we're just holding above $2. At the minute, we're at 230. We've never held this sort of level ever for XRP. Ever. Never held this high. We've held this high for like, just take my drawings off to show you. Don't get lost in short-term price action and stupid narratives on Twitter. I'm actually quite passionate about this. It's making me a bit frustrated because people are starting to lean towards the consensus that we're going into a bear market now, and I just think people are miles off it. I think they've really, really got this one wrong, and I see it a lot. Like obviously we all get things wrong, and I could be wrong, but that's just my personal opinion. I never really get this passionate about things, but I really, really think that we're nowhere near a top yet. We've not had any sort of like euphoria phase. We've not had any sort of real blow off. We've not really had market rotation from Bitcoin. So, and I also don't think Bitcoin has felt that bullish this cycle. But anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Am I wrong? Let me know. Please share it with a friend as well. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. It helps me out. It's free to do. It'd be great if you did. Peace up, A-Town Down, Crypto Insight UK would say. Thanks for watching.